Disneyland celebrates its 30th anniversary this year. It's hard to imagine the world without a Magic Kingdom, but that's the way it was prior to 1955, before Walt Disney got a great idea.
Saturday was always Daddy's Day with the two daughters. As I'd sit there while they rode the merry-go-round, did all these things, sit on a bench, eating peanuts, I felt that there should be something built, some kind of an amusement enterprise built where that the parents and the children could have fun together.
Disneyland's history is a history of its people, beginning with those who understood Walt Disney's dream enough to help him build it. People like Herb Ryman, who drew the first designs for Disneyland.
And he said, well, Herbie, he said, my brother Roy has got to go to New York on Monday. He's got to fly to New York. We need $17 million to start this project. Roy's got to take this stuff back and show them what this is going to look like. And so I got excited, and I said, well, gee, I said, I'd like to see it too. And he said, you're going to do it.
Disney built it with help from animation artists like John Hench, who designed the dream like a movie come to life.
I was still on pictures, and then in between pictures, I'd work on Disneyland until one day Walt said, well, I think you're going to stay on Disneyland. And he says, you're going to like it, and I did. It's very much like a motion picture. I think it's very parallel to motion pictures. The fact that you have a long shot, you see something in a longer view, you come in from the medium shot, and you walk up and touch something, you're into a close-up.
He built it with the capable hands of landscaper Bill Evans.
Here we are in the middle of a desert, right? Man has changed all that, but it was a desert the way Mother Nature designed it. We get an average rainfall of 12 to 14 inches, and that's a desert. Walt was apt to say, hey, guys, I need a jungle, or I need a Missouri River shore for Hannibal, Missouri, for Tom Sawyer. Do it.
Another who understood the dream was Wally Bode, who performed over 25,000 shows at the Golden Horseshoe Revue.
The way Walt looked at life, and me too, the way I look at life is something like this. and he kind of enjoyed the stuff we used to do. I remember one time he used to bring in the Indians and sit in the stage box left, and the chief had a tomahawk. And to close my act, I'd do a little gag, so I said, listen, just to keep things sanitary, I'm going to give you this now. Do you mind? And of course, Walt fell on the floor. He loved that. That was, he thought, that's fun.
Together, Disney's people built it and opened it on July 17, 1955, to what was at the time history's largest live television broadcast. 90 million people tuned in to see the dream unfold.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
Walt later referred to that day as Black Sunday. Rides broke down and food ran out as 30,000 people swept into Disneyland like a tidal wave. Disneyland President Dick Nunis was there on opening day.
We literally paved Main Street down to the entrance and opened the gates, and that's just about how close it was. And we had a live television show which created a lot of problems.
A vista into a world of wondrous ideas, signifying man's achievements. I thought I got a signal.
You're going to come back here in a minute. Right now, Bob Cummings is at the, where is he? He's at the Snow White ride. Bob.
Well, folks, as you can see, I'd like to stay here at the Mardi Gras forever, but there's a Disneyland train leaving from the Western Station right away, and we don't want to miss that. It's taking us to more an exciting land, so take it away on the train, Ronnie Reagan.
And this is Frontierland. Inside this stockade, Walt Disney has created a frontier village that could have been carved out of the wilderness 100 years ago by the pioneers themselves.
There were better times ahead for Disneyland. Walt often spent days at a time in his apartment above the Disneyland firehouse, hatching new ideas for the park. The original 18 attractions became 55. The park became a worldwide phenomenon. So much so that when the State Department denied access to Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev in 1959, he threw a headline-making tantrum.
We had different shots, places where we'd take pictures with Khrushchev, and I had one that was my favorite, where we'd lined up in front of my 8 submarines, you see, and I thought, well, it'd be nice. I've been pointing to Mr. Khrushchev and saying, well, now, Mr. Khrushchev, here's my Disneyland submarine fleet.
Today, Disneyland is the foundation of a vast entertainment corporation run by new Disney chairman Michael Eisner.
I would say Disneyland is the backbone for the entire company. It, first of all, is that which was the model for Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, the model for Tokyo Disneyland, the model for a Disneyland we're going to build in Europe. It is the reason that the characters, Mickey and Goofy and the rest, have remained very important. They would have, if it wasn't for Disneyland, they would have become historical characters rather than contemporary characters. And it's the single greatest day family experience that this country has ever had.
It got that way because of the people, 240 million of them to date, who believe in Walt Disney's dream. The history of Disneyland wouldn't be complete without people like Ken Kelly, who has visited the park nearly 300 times.
Just have a good time out here. It's real nice. It's as fun to come out and just sit and watch the people as it is to go on any of the rides or anything like that. And the people change daily, so that the park is never the same twice. And I find that very often people are in such a hurry to go someplace that they don't see where they just were, where they've been. And the park has too much detail, and if you can take the time and really slow it down and just look around, it might give you a little more understanding and a little more appreciation, although I'm sure people would appreciate it anyway. It's too unique not to be appreciated.
Like Ken Kelly, people from all over the globe seek out Disneyland's unique experience, if only for a day.
I think it's very fun ridings, and every time I come here I find something else.
And I think that everybody that comes here sees something that they like. From the old to the new, this nostalgic, the old trains, the old horses, and the old fire engines, the firehouses, and the rides for the kids and all. You couldn't help but enjoy it, to see the happiness that it brings to everybody.
I mean, I've seen Arabs, you know, I've seen Israelis, you know, I've seen Japanese, I've seen everybody, you know, and it's just really great that they can come together for just this one time and forget about all the animosity that they have and just have a good time.
The 30-year history of Disneyland and its people proves, as Walt Disney tried to tell us all along, that it is a small world after all.